Okay, so what we have here is a Sauer 100 6.5 Creedmoor bolt. I've searched the internet how to disassemble it. There are lots of different words, but no pictures or videos that I could find, so I thought I would make this video myself. It's pretty basic. Currently it is in the cocked position, and you need to rotate it down here into the uncocked position, and then it's a simple matter of knocking out this pin that goes from this side to this side. Note, once you do decock it, it's actually quite hard to push it back. You need to push this pin up and then rotate it. I find it easy to do on the side of a bench, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So start by decocking it like this. Simple. It's now in the decocked position, and we need to use something small in this pin here, or this hole here, to knock out this pin. There is a little bit of spring pressure left on this here, which makes knocking the pin out, but also knocking the pin back in just a little bit tricky because the holes become disaligned once that pin is out. So there is a little bit of spring pressure, but nothing, if you're a little bit handy, you shouldn't be able to handle. So what I have here, simple flat blade mini screwdriver. We're going to put it through here, and we're going to knock that pin out. So simply put in whatever pin punch or screwdriver that you can into there, and we will knock the pin out. Doesn't take much force, and as you can see, the pin is now almost all the way out. Like I said, there is a little bit of spring pressure left on this bolt cap. You can try, if you wish, to hold it down with your thumb as you knock it out, but it's not going to come firing out very far, if at all. There you have it. The pin is out. Please note that that is somewhat directional. If it focuses on this end, you'll have a little dark or black ring. That's the end. When you put it back together, it goes into the bolt. So as you can see, it has a slightly dark ring just around here, and the other end doesn't have a black ring around the shank. Don't know if it's focusing, but hopefully you can see that. Put that aside, and then the bolt simply pulls out. Easy. Clean it, do whatever you like. I've already cleaned mine. It was covered in a lot of grease. If you wish to actually disassemble it further, which you probably don't need to, this firing pin spring is still under a lot of tension. So in here, there is about a 2mm roll pin that you'll need to knock out. But in order to do that, you'll have to compress the bolt cap and the spring a little bit to take the pressure off it, like this. You can see the pin moving. Align it right in the center there, and then knock the pin out. And then when you want to reassemble it, you'll have to somehow compress this as you knock the pin in. I don't think you need to go any further unless you have any issues, but I would suggest, cleaning this off, isopropyl alcohol, some people use brake cleaner, whatever works, then lightly oiling, greasing if you see fit, and then putting it back together. So putting it back together, pretty straightforward. Align it. Like I said, there is this slight amount of spring pressure left, which initially disaligns the holes in here. So what I'll do is make sure you have the dark ring first, align them, start the pin just a little bit, and then what you're going to need to do is either push down on something, if you can do it with your hands. If you want, you can do it vertically on the table, and then knock your pin back in. You'll need to use a pin punch on this side or something like that to continue till it's all the way in. That's a little bit tricky to get on camera. And just tap it until it's all the way home. Once you've done that, you now need to take it from uncocked and cock it, but there's a lot of spring pressure, so it's quite difficult. So I normally just push that down on the edge of a bench and turn it. So I'll show you that quickly. Missed it. And then you put it back into the cocked position that way. It will rotate all the way around. It does nothing. If you do that, it's not a problem, and it will just drop back into the uncocked position. I have heard of people, when it's here in the uncocked position, using a shoelace and pulling up on the shoelace while they rotate it, but whatever works for you. But that's a simple disassembly of the Sauer 100 6.5 Creedmoor bolt.